Hello and welcome to the Fixit Shed. So I've got a bunch of stumps in my yard that were here since I moved in about 3 years ago, and I've been wanting to get rid of them but just haven't been able to get around to it. So I started looking into it, and renting a stump grinder was going to cost over $200 a day. With 19 stumps, I was probably going to have it for a bunch of days. I also looked into having somebody come and grind them, and it was going to cost thousands of dollars, so that wasn't going to happen either. So I decided to purchase my own stump grinder, and this Power King Stump Grinder was on sale at Home Depot for about $1,700 after tax. So let's check it out, see what we got. Alright, first of all, this crate got a little bit beat up in shipping. As you can see, something is protruding there. And there's something sticking out down there. But let's open it up. Alright, so some assembly required. Alright, what's in this bag? Bottle. I hope there's instructions in here. This looks like a brake. Safety glasses, gloves, ear protectors, some wrenches, and the directions. Good stuff. Another pouch. What's in here? This feels like a cover. Yep. Guard. Another wheel. Okay. Losing some pieces here, but this is a set of teeth. Oh, there's more hardware. It fell out. So this is the tow bar. Alright, so this rubber handle is what was protruding out of the bottom. Main handle is that an important part? That, to me, is looking a little bent. Might be able to straighten it back out, but boy, this thing was not shipped very well. You can see. Okay, so I did call Home Depot, and I'm going to be able to get replacement parts, but I want to try and get this all together to make sure that everything else is okay before they call me back. So the first thing that the instructions want us to put on is the brake drum. Let's see. So that's going to fit on there. And so we need to get this nut off. Alright, so before I put the wheel on, put the brake and the wheel on, this has got grease on it and it's picked up a bunch of sawdust and stuff from the crate. So I'm going to clean that off and I'm going to put a little bit of fresh grease on there. So the brakes, there's a slot here that needs to line up with this bar. So put that on. So now I can set up the brake cable and we're gonna just slide that in from this side. There we go. That's in place. And then I'm going to put the cable in that slot. Alright, and we'll have to adjust that once we get the wheel on. Alright, so that's good for now. Okay, next we want to take the wheel with the brake drum and we're going to install that on here. I have to get this just a little bit higher. Alright, so now we can slide the rear wheel on. And I gotta loosen the brakes a little bit. Alright. Now we should be able to get this on. There we go. That's on. Alright, we'll adjust that later. Alright, now we can put the washer and the nut back on. And there is a hole for a cotter pin. This side did not have a cotter pin when I took this off. I noticed that the other side does have a cotter pin, so there probably should have been one on here. But luckily I have plenty of those. Okay, I did tighten the nut and put the cotter pin in. So yeah, this side has the cotter pin. Oops. Okay, and don't need that. And then I need the wrench to get that nut off. And again, this grease is dirty, so I'm going to clean it off and put some fresh grease on. Now we got the wheel on. So the next step in the directions is to attach the cable up here. Mine already was assembled, so we didn't need to do that. Alright, so the next step is to install the arm handle. The hardware for me was already on here. You just want to make sure that you have the nut, the bolt, 2 flat washers, and a lock washer for each one. All right, so the next step is actually to bolt this on underneath, but I want to get it off of the pallet, so I'm gonna hook up the handle next. Oh, let's see. This is gonna go up here. Put this on too, so I'm not dragging it around. All right, now we can install the leather protector. And I almost forgot the optional tow bar. So I didn't really think I'd be using the tow hitch for the grinder all that much, but I found after a couple of times of dragging it out there manually and grinding a few stumps and then trying to drag it back, I was actually pretty tired after grinding a few stumps. So it would have been nice to be able to use the tow hitch to pull it back, so I did eventually start doing that. All right, so now the directions say that we need to put 1.4 quarts of oil in it. There's one fill cap here and there's another one over here. They both go to the same place. It says use whichever one is convenient. So now as far as getting an oil bottle in either one of these to fill it up, not super convenient, but they do give you this oil fill bottle. So we're gonna give this a try and hopefully this works out. All right, we're gonna use this one up here. See how this works. All right, so the oil is now full. So now we just need to get some gas in it and start it up and try it out. So as you can see, the stump grinder is working really well. It starts easy, it runs good, and it's not having any trouble grinding through these stumps. So the only issue I really had with it is the shipping. The crate that they shipped it in, I really don't feel was up to the task. But I've been really super impressed with their support and how well they stand behind the product. So they've really gone out of their way to try and make this a good experience for me. So they did send me the grips, and so he did tell me that the closest spray paint is the Krylon Pumpkin Orange, so we're going to touch up some of those areas. We'll do that in another video. So speaking of that, I'm going to make a follow-up video on this. If you'd like to see that, I'm going to create a playlist over here, so please be sure to check that out and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care.